Welcome to Casual Compliance, a show about the culture and philosophy of Commander through the Commander ban list. My name's Gramps.
My name's Chili Ben. I'm not sure which camera to look at.
Yeah, oh yeah, true. I start with there and then I go there. It's fine. You guys know it at this point. Today we are going to be talking about Nadu, Winged Wisdom.
Oh my boy.
And we will not be talking about the controversy. Everyone knows it around the bans. There's no controversy.
Nadu sucks.
They banned cards. We are going to talk about the one bird that was made for Commander.
But it wasn't.
In the Modern Horizons set.
And then it was.
Yeah.
And then, oops,
we should probably ban this. There was a time when this card was actually playable in Commander, and did you ever see it played?
No, but I did put it in a deck, and then it was banned before I got to play that deck again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd fully swapped it in and everything. It was sleeved. But no, I never actually saw anyone else play it either.
This came out around a time where we were playing a lot of Magic. And I never saw it. Not only did I never see it, I don't actually know anyone that has ever spoken about a game where Nadu came out.
No.
So
I think, like, at least for the people we know, everyone looked at it and went, that sucks.
I'm
not touching it.
I should probably tell people what Nadu is. Because, maybe you're new to the show and you haven't seen it, or you're new to Commander. There's a lot of people that have gotten into Commander since Nadu was banned.
That's very true.
Nadu, Winged Wisdom, was 1 green blue, so Simic. It's a legendary creature. It's a bird wizard. Oh, it's a wizard.
File that for later.
It's got flying, and it says creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand. This ability triggers only twice each turn. But that's each creature.
Each creature has that whole ability text.
Has that whole ability text on it. And it's a 3/4.
Yeah.
Now,
what was it across? It's like 3 mana?
3 mana, 3/4 with flying and all of this extra stuff.
Yeah.
And don't forget, the dials and knobs that they use is Wizards of the Coast believe that if something has 2 different colors in its thing, it's more expensive. Which it is
a little harder to do.
In 4 formats, fully reasonable. In Commander, doesn't matter.
No.
It's up to 3 colors, doesn't mean anything. I will be honest, I know why this was banned in other formats. I think that... And look, I never saw this played. We never saw this played. This got banned pretty early on.
Yeah.
I don't actually see why it's banned in Commander in a world where there's already a lot of infinite combos in game locking and stuff. This seems just kind of like an infinite combo supporter. What would be interesting to see, I guess, is if we're looking at infinite combos, what the costs of the cards are that make it happen. Because
I think the problem with this is it is essentially a way to just run through your library, filtering lands onto the battlefield, right? Especially if you've got a bunch of creatures out, and you've got a way to hit all of them with an ability target, and then you could just have a bunch of lands very quickly into the field,
and I guess fill your hand as well.
So any argument that we would make about things like fast mana or someone being able to get a big jump ahead of the rest of the table, in 1v1 Magic, sure, that's rough.
Yeah.
But when you've got 3 opponents that you're leaving in the dust, that's not a great time.
I actually guess this does count as fast mana, doesn't it?
Because do the lands enter tapped?
Nope.
Cool.
And also, it's not basic. It's just if it's a land card.
Yep.
I guess the other thing, right, is if we think about it,
and Simic loves to do
if we think about it, Tatio Benthic as well.
That's the deck I put it in. I put it into Tatio.
Draw another card. Yep. If you happen upon a Reliquary Tower, awesome.
Well, even if you don't, you can spend your entire turn before you need to discard just working through a bunch of stuff. Playing your lands out.
You probably would have enough lands down for Omniscience and thing, but then also you don't forget your Ivy Gleeful Spell Thief in there, so you can
if you want.
have another thing just get targeted for free.
Yeah.
Still, I understand it's a problem. I still think that there is a lot of, I'm thinking Dionysus or Dionysus.
Dionysus, the elf that
2 and 1 for green.
Yes.
To give everything. Oh, hey, if this becomes tapped,
untap it,
put a +1/+1 counter on it and untap it
once a turn.
Yes, per elf.
Yeah. Yeah, which, like, if you're running an elf deck, a lot of them tap for mana, so, like, great, that can get out of hand, but this, like, you and I both know how this is abused.
Yes.
Because we saw it happen at a Pro Tour
We saw the
right after the
we
set.
both watched the most boring Pro Tour ever. I was in America watching Pro Tour Amsterdam, and I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning because I had jet lag, and it was just, what is this?
Yeah. So it was so prevalent, judges created play aids so people could track their Nadu ability targets, because it was like 0, 1, or 2.
And it was whoever could Nadu first.
Yeah. So it, and we saw it play out. Like, it was, you would get one turn and they would have this explosive turn of like all these lands coming out and their hand is full of bullshit.
Yeah. And then also all of the Nantaku shamans fucking creating tokens to Nadu.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is just too much of an accelerant. Like, yes, Dionys does a similar kind of thing, but because that says triggers twice each turn versus once, Dionys is still half as fast as a Nadu.
It's very interesting.
Also, Dionys does like, as much as it will untap elves that can tap for mana, it's not adding lands. It's not raising your amount of available mana permanently.
No,
so you could remove Dionys. It's like, great, we're good here.
Yeah, but also the cost of entry as well. Both of these are 3 cost, like, accelerators. It's just the level of acceptance, I guess, is when we look at ban reason and when we do our research. I want to know what I'm interested in what the downfall of Nadu is. Is it the twice per turn? Oh, sorry, is it the twice each turn? Is it what about Nadu?
Yeah,
is the downfall?
And I would have to go and quickly glance over the, like, design post-mortem after it was banned that they put out, because that went through the number of iterations Nadu went through during design and play testing. Yeah. And then there was a last-minute change that resulted in this version of it.
And no one checked it. Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah.
Because don't forget,
we'll talk more about that after research, but, like, that is something we know going into this, is, like, it was originally not designed this way. They changed a couple things.
And then suddenly.
And shipped it in an untested version.
Yeah. Because the last time I can think of a card that went like this, didn't cop a ban though, Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf was 2 and a green most of the way through the design process, and then suddenly it was 1 and a green, and it was printed.
Yeah. Whoops.
Could you imagine a world where Tarmogoyf was 2 and a green? Unplayable. Alrighty, let's get into some research, shall we?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you like watching our show? Nah, I do. I love watching your show. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You should go to casualcompliance.fun. Support us. Just do what Nadu would do. What would Nadu do?
Fuck up a whole Pro Tour.
Apparently. Casualcompliance.fun. Nadu. Welcome back to another short episode of Casual Compliance. Don't look at that time code. We already know.
Don't worry about it.
We're talking about Nadu Winged Wisdom, 1 green and a blue for a bird wizard that says flying, and creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand. This ability triggers only twice each turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a lot of text to put on every creature you have.
Exactly. And it's a 3/4. And it turns out, actually, if you can't fit writing the text onto the card, the effect just fizzles. Because you're meant to Sharpie it, right? Like it's a permanent.
Yeah, I need those real fine tip Sharpies. Yeah.
Nadu is clearly banned. Was banned the moment it came out. It's also got the topless tag on Tagger.
It was not banned the moment it came out.
No, it didn't. You're right. It should have been banned the moment it came out. It was banned after it ruined a Pro Tour.
Yeah.
But I once again want to mention it's got the topless tag on Tagger.
What, dude? Why is that a tag?
It also has palm tree. Let's talk about why this card was banned.
Yeah, give me that official reason.
The official on mtgcommander.net, which still exists at the moment. Mm-hmm. It was banned in April. Sorry, it was printed in April, banned in September, and it says Nadu is an inexpensive commander in popular colors, very fair, which very easily yields an overwhelming resource advantage, as we discussed before the break. Because it's got the fucking hyphen, just do the thing. Even without building around it, it leads to long, non-deterministic turns with little opportunity for fruitful interaction.
Yeah.
Worse, it's not obvious how powerful Nadu is, and the temptation to play it quickly led to a lot of miserable games.
Yep.
Even the people who made this watched the Pro Tour.
Yeah. They watched the Pro Tour, and also the tone of the conversation around that Pro Tour, which was, it's 59% of the decks
This sucks.
doing
and
the
it's
same thing.
homogenized.
The whole top 8 was basically Nadu.
Yes. And the discussion we had before, it very much exemplifies that of the, I actually couldn't, I couldn't see why this among what else was banned was, but when you peel away at the surface just a little bit, you can see that this is ramp.
Yep.
This is fast mana.
Yep.
If you can get it going.
It's also that concept of like monopolizing the game clock. Like, your turn will take so much longer than everybody else's.
Yes.
And also, like it said, you won't know how long it will take. You're just going through your library
Filter.
to see what you get.
Filter. Exactly. You
Yeah.
can even find the thing that might give you even better,
Yeah.
which we'll get to.
Yeah.
In April 2025, don't forget that ban and restricted, which they gave us a bunch of explanations for other cards. They say that, this is Gavin Verhey, this is incredibly problematic. This incredibly problematic card has earned its ban in most formats, Commander included. It leads to very long and unfun combo turns and is extremely strong with staples like Lightning Greaves. That wasn't even in the Commander spellbook. Not to mention, it easily refunds the mana to play itself out of your command zone again.
Yeah.
Correct. It is unlikely to return. Fully agree.
Yep.
Fully agree. If you get this to go off, say you got 2 creatures down, which means you have 4 triggers just instantly because
yes.
Nadu has the trigger as well.
Yeah.
So Nadu, that creature, Nadu, that creature. You could very easily have just 4 mana. Like 4 lands down.
Yeah.
You
And then maybe you've got a creature in your hand. There's 2 more triggers.
Exactly.
Right?
And then you put that creature down, move the Greaves.
Yep.
Fill your hand up.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Because and that was like how we saw it play out during the Pro Tour was nobody was targeting with spells. Everybody was doing abilities.
Artifacts.
And the available suite of things that let you counter abilities is much smaller
So small.
than that of countering spells.
Yeah, because you would need to say counter target.
Activated
Yeah,
or triggered ability.
Yeah, because it's triggered, isn't it? It's not activated.
Yeah, but the activated ability that is targeting.
Oh, yeah, the 0
So like
cost
you would
isn't
need to
activated.
target one or the other,
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, to stop it from happening.
Yeah,
Which,
but also if it's an activated ability like an equipment, they can just do it again.
Yeah.
So there's not even a point to it.
yeah.
And they're
Far
going to
out.
get 2 of these a turn per creature. So you would need something that stops them from activating abilities at all.
And now in research, you found that this is the only creature that says twice each turn.
Yeah, so there's as anyone who's played Magic for a bit will know, you will often see the phrase, this triggers only once each turn, as a way to like hold back things that could run away from you.
And
right?
there are also some cards where where you wish this said only once each
Yes.
turn. The Orcish Bowmasters
Yeah, we
should have said once each turn.
Yeah, we do see that phrase show up a lot more in modern card design, but it's quite an old term.
Yes, I found the first time it was printed, which was in Legends on Dreamcoat. But it didn't. Dreamcoat now, with its most recent text, even though it has never been reprinted on Scryfall, says
Yeah, they still errata them and stuff. Yeah.
enchant creature, and then for 0, enchanted creature becomes the color or colors of your choice.
Right.
So cool.
Interesting.
Activate only once each turn. But the original printing...
That'd be so funny to hit a coalition victory. Make it all 5 colors.
Yeah, let's make it Wooburg and then done. But then this one says limit of 1 change per turn.
Oh, wild.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very interesting. Very
I
interesting.
wonder why it's that way. Anyway, yeah, Nadu is the only card in all of Magic that says only twice each turn. And I don't even know if there's any that say a number higher than 2 in that kind of phrasing. But just in case you missed the Modern Horizons 3 Pro Tour, here is how most of those games turned out. They had, let's say your deck had 4 of Nadu,
Yep.
so that you could make this happen. What was typically happening was an Urza Saga resolution of the final ability, which lets you search for an artifact card with mana cost 0 or 1, put it straight into play, and then shuffle.
So you'd find a Shuko or
Yeah, what people were targeting was Shuko,
Yep.
which is an equipment from Betrayers of Kamigawa. It costs 1. and it's a nothing card. It says equipped creature gets +1/+0, but notably equipped for 0.
Yes.
So they would go and find one of their 4 Shukos, drop that onto the field, and just be using that to target all of their creatures to hit all the Nadu activations.
Yep.
The price of Shuko went through the fucking ceiling around the time people figured that out.
Yep.
It is now down to like $1.59.
Because it's unusable again.
Yeah.
It's an artifact that costs 1 that gives +1/+0.
Yeah. It's not good.
Like, it's a shit
other
card.
than this combo.
And you know what? We're all here. We're here for combos that make useless penny cards go for $15.
And this is like the interesting thing with Commander, right? Is like that's what kind of Commander as a format is doing at its best, is giving you a place to play all of these old cards that otherwise wouldn't have a home. Except when shit like this happens, because cards from long enough ago were not designed with modern keywords and abilities and things in mind.
With modern sensibilities.
Yeah, and then you find like, oh, this combo of cards that were printed 20 years apart breaks the game.
Yep. It's fucking brilliant when that happens.
So yeah, that was how that Pro Tour went. Every single game was the same. Most games ended up being Nadu mirror matches. It was basically just a race to find Shuko.
Yep. It was a race to have the right stuff in your hand, and because you were playing 4 of Shuko, 4 of Urza Saga, and 4 of Nadu, you were going to have it.
Yeah. And I don't even remember what the win con was.
It was
just like having a bunch of creatures and hitting them.
Yeah, and I think there was. Yeah, I think you made. I think Nintaku.
It's Springheart and Nantuko.
Springheart and Nantuko.
Which is, I'll just go through that. 1 and a green for an enchantment creature, Insect Monk. It is a 1/1. It has Bestow 1 and a green, which essentially lets you treat it like an enchantment onto another creature. It says enchanted creature gets +1/+1 when you bestow it onto that creature. It also has landfall.
Yeah.
Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 and a green if it is attached to a creature you control. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature. If you didn't create a token this way, create a 1/1 green insect creature token instead.
And then creating the 1/1 green insect creature token would suddenly have the Nadu trigger.
Exactly.
So it's fuel for that.
Yeah. So like you would just end up with a massive board and just swing in.
And I think that's because like in Commander, where this would be the biggest problem, is everyone's favorite token generator, Scoot Swarm.
Yes.
Which
is the only combo listed for Nadu on that website. It is Nadu Lightning Greaves, which also has Equip 0 and a Scoot Swarm.
Yes.
So you would just be infinitely printing Scoot Swarms and just sticking boots on them to make more of them.
And as you put the lands down from the top of the library, eventually it becomes exponential because you start making Scoot Swarms. Yeah. Not just the insects.
Just in case you haven't seen Scoot Swarm. It is 2 and a green for an insect. It is a 1/1 with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If you control 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of Scoot Swarm instead.
Yes.
So then every subsequent landfall trigger is triggering all of the Scoot Swarms, and they are all making copies of themselves.
Yeah. And I think the reason why the Springleaf was picked over Scoot Swarm and
Springheart,
was picked over the Scoot Swarm was, first of all, it's a 2 cost, but also the Bestow
means you
would
can make
trigger the Nadu.
Yes, it would, but it also allows you to create a token of whatever Springheart and Nantuko is attached to.
Yeah.
So if you did have like a big creature in there that was non-legendary, you could just have a bunch of them come in.
Or another Springheart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you just go nuts.
And you're generating the cost, because if you take 2 lands off the top, guess what? I can pay the thing, because they go onto the battlefield untapped.
Yeah.
And it's any kind of land.
Yeah.
This card is perfectly made for Commander, except
that it's not.
That it's the problem.
So this is the interesting thing about Nadu, and this doesn't happen often, is that Wizards put out an article. It's called "On Banning Nadu Winged Wisdom in Modern." So they're not talking about Commander here, but it is part of the history of this card. So it's worth reading if you haven't, because it's a really interesting insight into the sort of the way that cards are designed and the processes that they go through and how things can slip through the cracks. So I'm not going to like read this at length. I'm going to read a couple bits of it here. So the first thing here is the opening section of "So how did we get here?" It says like Nadu went through almost all of MH3's development looking something like the following: 1 green blue. Legendary creature, bird, wizard, 3/4 flying. That's all the same. You may cast permanent spells as though they had flash, was the original first line.
Wow.
And then the second ability, or second part of it was, whenever a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it into the battlefield, otherwise put it into your hand.
That's rad.
That's, I would say, fine.
That's good command design.
Yeah.
Why change it?
So yeah, they sort of touch on like it being a powerful option against interaction, various like Bant mid-range strategies through their testing. But
that's even a good modern card.
Yeah. And then they're saying that like they did some play testing. There were some last minute checks of the set that were done, which is normal. Yeah. You know, they got to do some final sort of revisions potentially. And then the thing that gave them concern was that flash granting ability for commander play.
Ah, yeah, cool. So let's get rid of the flash granting ability.
Yeah. So after they removed it, they didn't think that Nadu would really have people that wanted it as much.
True, fair.
Because without that, it's kind of
bit
mid.
Yeah.
And then they made a change, which resulted in the text that is on the card today. And then, from what I understand, there was not. Actually, no. The fucking next sentence just explains this. They missed the interaction with 0 mana abilities, because it was such a last minute change. Yeah. And they didn't play test with that final interaction.
Yeah.
Or that final iteration of Nadu. So it just shipped as is, without those changes being tested at all.
So they basically were like, this is cracked, so we're going to get rid of the crack and give it meth.
Well, yeah, but they looked at it and went like, now it's just sober. Let's just quickly jam some meth in and ship it out the door.
You know? They were like, oh, fuck. There's
But they described this as...
Wow.
They described this as not a failing of like the way they design cards. It was a failure of process.
Yes, 100%, because they missed an entire process.
They missed a playtesting step after a design change. And so, yeah, like there's a lot more to this article, but that is kind of how we got to Nadu being the way it is it was not designed for Commander, and then they went, this might be too much for Commander, let's pull it back. And then they went, well, it's not good enough now. We need people to have a reason to want it.
Yeah. And then they gave too much of a reason.
Too bad.
And this is the thing. What's really hard about this episode is there's not a lot of cards like it. It's very unique.
Yeah.
And, you know, because there's always things like, oh, you know, like I spoke about Dionys. I keep saying Dionysus because he's the fuck elf.
Yeah.
But like, there are plenty of cards that give, oh, your creatures have this ability. What was you found 60 something?
I mean, I can go through the various searches I've done here. If you want.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So I went looking for cards that say creatures you control have, and then an ability within quotes, because like plenty of cards that say creatures you control have vigilance or creatures you control have flying, and that's kind of the way that's written. But when it's all wrapped in quotes, it's putting a much larger ability onto the creatures, and typically they're activated /abilities or triggered abilities that are
and
not
verbatim.
Just like combat
what was your
keywords.
Scryfall search?
F:/C O:// because it has to be a regular expression. Creatures you control have opening quote mark / because usually you would wrap that Oracle text search in quotes.
In quotes, yeah.
But I needed a single quote mark to be
it would be seen.
part of the search.
Yeah.
And so if you put that inside the quotes, it breaks the whole thing.
Yeah. Because you can't do quotes, quote, quote.
Yeah. And I tried other ways of doing it, but that's how I had to do it. And so I found 35 Commander legal cards.
Okay.
One that I really like is Cryptolith Right, 1 and a green for an enchantment. Creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color.
Yes.
Right. It's stuff like that.
I think that's probably what the most common thing you kind of see is creatures you control get tapped for green or...
Yeah, or there's a bunch of slivers in here actually because the sentence is sliver creatures you control have.
Yeah.
And then providing that ability. Trying to think if there's anything in here that is like really well known outside of that. It's kind of just a bunch of slivers and Actually, there's a lot of slivers in here. You got like
love them.
Phoenix, God of Deception
I
as
love
well.
slivers. Yeah, Phoenix. Makes sense.
3 blue-black for a 4/7 with Indestructible. As long as your devotion of blue and black is less than 7, it's not a creature. Legendary enchantment creature god. But creatures you control have tap. Target player puts the top X cards of their library into their graveyard where X is this creature's toughness.
Yeah, I built a Wooburg Gods of Theros deck.
Yeah.
And that with Xenagos. Fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Fucking brutal.
But yeah, there's only 35 because like it's generally just your ad. They're so involved. Like there's some of these abilities they're putting on there, and it's a bit much.
Yeah, and I think one of the things with this is there's plenty of. I'm thinking of a world where this is a game changer, not unbanned, because it talks about the playstyle of the repeated process and how it can turn a bit solitary. We have all played games of Commander that are a bit solitary.
Yeah.
And usually what happens is everyone says, well, let's go again. And
I think the difference there though is like I've been in those games. Those turns are still not as boring as watching someone resolve a bunch of Nadu bullshit.
to hope they get the thing.
Yeah.
And there's a level of acceptance where sometimes it's like, look, I'm going to do this a bunch. I probably will pull it. It's unlikely I won't pull what I'm looking for. Because you could even do this into Authorical. But the thing is, I also think this is happening a lot earlier. Yes. Because if you say you do somehow have a Shuko,
so low.
It's you need 7 cost. 3 cards, but 7 cost in Simic. Not fucking hard, especially when you're generating the mana.
Yeah.
As well with the Nadu. So like whereas like a lot of solitary games, I think like Pantlaza. Other than Hulking Raptor being the most bullshit fucking card that's ever been printed, and people that play Magic with me know that I both love and despise that card. Because anything that is green, and 2 generic and gives you 2 green mana with ward on it.
Yeah. It's great.
That should have been banned.
No, it's great.
That's worse than Nadu.
It's great.
Fucking hell. But like Pantlaza is expensive and comes down turn 4, turn 5. Nadu could be done turn 1. Turn 2. Well, you could do turn 2 infinite pretty quickly.
Yeah, like you could probably set it all up on turn 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with your soul rings and everything else.
Yeah.
So like, it's not a high barrier to entry.
Yeah.
So even with your Llanowar elves, you got enough ramp in green and blue to get it out there pretty quickly. So it's less about what the other cards are doing and the level of acceptance, and more about the level of play. Modern Horizons 3 was a very popular set and a very recent set. It's not an old card that's hard to get that's been banned. It's a new card that was printed a lot in as part of a cycle.
Yeah, because Shuko on its own, kind of shit.
Yeah. The Spring Heart. On its own.
Spring Heart's pretty good.
Yeah. It's not seeing a lot of play.
No.
Without Nadu.
Yeah, but like it's a decent little landfall trigger.
And you know the ability and the availability of Scoot Swarm is insane. So this would have been, like we said at the top of the episode, we didn't see it a lot, but people didn't really have a lot of time.
No,
they had,
and good.
Yeah, they had
honestly
5 months.
The last thing I want to kind of touch on here is some of the design around the phrase "do this only once each turn."
Yes,
right. Because it is like an interesting restriction that is used quite often, but the way that it gets used, I actually found quite interesting. So in Commander, the phrase "only once" shows up on 270 cards. If I then look at what was I looking at? Cards that say like "put it onto the battlefield."
Yep.
There's 338 that show up. And then if I exclude lands from that, because that also includes like Evolving Wilds, etc. 284.
Yeah.
Some of the top options here are like Farseek, which is 1 and a green to go and get a non-green land, non-green basic land that enters tapped.
Yeah.
But what I then found quite interesting was to look at cards that let you bring it in untapped.
Yes.
So there are 196.
Yeah.
Including lands.
More than I thought.
Including lands. Because then you've got like your polluted deltas and Misty Rainforest.
This enters untapped if.
Yeah. So excluding that.
Yeah.
174 still.
Okay.
Top of the list, if you sort by cards that are most commonly played in Commander, Chaos Warp.
Yeah.
2 in a red owner of target permanent shuffles it into the library, reveals the top card. If it's a permanent, comes into play untapped.
Yeah.
But then you got like 3 visits. And the interesting thing to me about 3 visits is it is mana negative. So you pay 1 and a green for a sorcery to go and get a forest, put it into play untapped, and then shuffle.
Yeah.
That I think is where the tap versus untap restriction kind of plays out. Yes. But it is 2 mana for 1. You know what I mean?
The interaction and I am genuinely asking this, but the interaction for me that I'm curious on is if it's coming into play untapped, but the land itself says enters tapped unless you pay 2 life. Does it come into play untapped or does it come play tapped?
It depends if you pay the life.
Okay, so that's
because like 3 visits just says it comes into play.
I'll come into play,
and then the land itself then dictates whether
that.
or not.
But
if the card said put it into play untapped,
yeah, like Spelunking, for example.
But I don't.
Land you control enter untapped.
Yeah, well that would be fine because that's like a sort of global effect for your battlefield.
So even if you don't pay the life, it comes in untapped.
Correct.
Cool.
But some of the other stuff that's in this list of like stuff coming in untapped is Finale of Devastation, for example. But that's X green. So the thing there is it's search your library and or graveyard for a creature card with mana value X or less, put it into the battlefield. If you search your library this way, if you search your library this way, shuffle. Yeah. If X is 10 or more, creature you control get plus X and gain haste until end of turn.
Yeah.
It's great.
Brilliant.
But the thing that is different there is like it depends on X, and you're paying 2 green on top of that. So like the cost versus it coming in untapped is like a little higher.
Yeah.
But in terms of like, triggering only once each turn, which is what I wanted to get to. So we see things like Morbid Opportunist, 2 and a black for a human rogue. Whenever 1 or more other creatures die, draw a card. This triggers only once each turn. Now, no matter how many creatures die, you're only drawing 1 card.
You get 1 card.
So it's not a May effect.
Yeah.
It just happens the first time that happens each turn. And then you get to something like Terra Symbiosis, 2 and a green for an enchantment. Whenever you put 1 or more +1 counters on a creature you control, you may draw that many cards.
Okay.
Do this only once each turn. So the combination of May plus do this only once each turn is really interesting because that tends to happen when the size of the effect can be different. And so you might be better off waiting until you trigger a much bigger one during the same turn.
Then you can do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, the other part of like things entering tap versus untapped is typically paired with them coming in untapped is typically a slightly higher cost in some way.
I guess the in terms of the May and non-May, I'm thinking of one that doesn't say May but is broken no matter what, so you have to pick what you're going to play, which is the Jingataxius. That it's artifact, instant, or sorcery you play.
Copy it.
Yeah. Happens only once each turn. Artifact, instant, or sorcery an opponent plays. Counter it.
Yeah.
Happens only once per turn.
Yeah, I think for the spell you're casting, you still have a level of control there because you choose what you cast
but you don't
first.
have control about what the opponent's going to do.
No, that's true.
And it's only one opponent. So like if you're on a table of 4 people and I'm playing a spell and that person plays a counter spell, that ability triggers. Yeah, that's been countered. That's gone, and then someone else can counter the spell.
Yeah, but that also, I think I said this on a previous episode. Like that becomes a really interesting element of playing against Jingataxius is potentially those other players are teaming up to like burn a spell.
Yes.
To like burn a spell they don't want to get rid of that counter, and then play the thing they actually want to play.
Mana Tithe.
So I think like. That one's kind of interesting on both sides of that coin of like, well, you can choose what you cast first to get the copy of the thing you actually want, even though you only get 1. Because
I had a Jingataxius in my Urtet deck. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I had Urtet and his Phyrexian friends.
Yeah.
Had all 5 Praetors in it. It was so good.
That's yuck, dude.
Oh, what a good deck. Nadu's never come back.
No.
I don't think, like...
Nor should it. Fuck's sake.
Honestly, the original printing...
I think you could. I think that could work.
That I don't think that would have copped a ban. Like it would have been powerful.
Yeah, because it's about when an opponent targets a creature you control.
Yeah,
you draw a card,
and it could be worse.
Well, it's still the land or draw thing.
Yeah,
well, put in hand,
but it's only one. You're only drawing 1 card.
Yeah.
It could be worse because it could say all of your spells have flash,
All of your permanents.
all of your permanents had flash, and then it could untap everything every turn as well.
Yeah.
But they learnt from that.
Yes, because that's
That's profit.
it's profit accrue fix plus some other shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because profit accrue fix doesn't have flying.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You know what? Now that we know Nadu's bannable, profit's unbannable.
Fuck off. Get entirely fucked.
Oh boy, if you think that we can unban Nadu, why don't you let us know in our Discord? Go to casualcompliance.fun, sign up to our Discord, and tell me that I am wrong. And thank you to Spider, who's gone to casualcompliance.fun and joined as an unbanned level member. Thank you so much for that. And we'll see you on the next time.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. We are running out of cards.
Unban me.